Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of Between Carlines. We are your hosts, Christy, Christina, and Jenna, and we are three moms trying to do life in the short daylight hours between car lines. On today's episode, we hit up the Peep show and discuss AirPod tips and tricks and Girl Scout cookies. So buckle up and enjoy the ride. Welcome back to Between Carlines. Christina's just asking me about where my AirPods are, and it's been a journey, guys. It's been a journey. So I lost my AirPods Saturday night. I told you guys. I looked all over my house. I knew I had them when I went for my walk, but I didn't think, well, I have my actual AirPods. It's the case that's missing. And I couldn't find them anywhere. So then I decided I didn't want to order anything because I'm like, they're going to turn up, or it's going to turn up. So I ordered an off-brand Amazon case, and Jenna said, don't do it. Don't do it. Get
no one listens.
The one from Apple, but it had really good reviews. So I got it, and all day I'm trying to pair it to my phone, and it's like my phone recognizes it, but it won't connect. Like the light just keeps flashing, and it's not connecting. But my phone can see it's there, so I'm not understanding the problem.
But does your case need to connect as long as your AirPods are connecting?
Right. It wasn't connecting. I don't know. I don't know. So I did all the troubleshooting, and then finally late last night, I was like, well, I need my AirPods for our podcast today. I'm like, oh, I'll just bite the bullet and buy new AirPods at this point, because Steve was like, just get new ones. But I'm like, I don't want to spend the money on that if I don't need them. So anyway, I had them delivered from Target. They came at like 10 p.m. last night. As I'm getting into bed, I look on Facebook, and my neighbor said, hey, I found an AirPod Pro case on this street. And I'm like, well, it's 100% mine because it's exactly where I walk. It's an AirPod Pro. So I messaged him on Facebook, and I said, will you leave them out on your porch? Like, I'll get them in the morning. And I was like, but it like poured last night. So I'm like, they're probably ruined. And so he wrote me back this morning and said, oh, I already left, for the day. I'll be back at 1. He said, I picked them up before the rain and they work. Nice. So he already tested them. Nice. So it works. So I'm like, I have the brand new AirPods, but I'm going to return them if my case is working, because they're expensive.
Yeah, so today you're just going to look like a DJ for the pod.
So I forgot Steve has his AirPod Pros, but he also has these, which actually, guys,
I want a pair of those.
It's feeling pretty nice. I can't hear a thing going on in my house right now. Like I know my dishwasher's running, and I feel like I'm talking really loud because of it.
You're always talking loud.
That's true. I know. And my son gets it from me too. So I'm like, Steven, lower your voice. These are nice, and podcasters do wear these sometimes. So I'm like, ooh, maybe you guys need these.
Just exchange your AirPods that you bought for those.
I know, but
it's like an even trade.
Yeah, but I don't like things on my ears. Like I don't know.
Either.
I have ear issues. Even the AirPods, after a while, I'm like, I got to take them out.
The AirPods.
Steve sleeps with AirPods in.
I'm like, with AirPods in.
Ooh,
I don't know how you guys do that.
I like wake up and I switch them out. Go practice.
So at 1 o'clock, I'm going to go get my case from this guy.
Okay.
And I can't believe it.
Well, that's honestly
good. Yeah. But now I got to return the AirPods to Target and return the case to Amazon, which is the whole thing, because they're not letting me just drop it like normal.
That's the seller. They can pick how you do it.
It's fine. I have a box. I have a nice printer. I love my new printer. So I'll print my label, put it in my box, and bring it to UPS.
Yeah, because if you ask them to print your label at UPS, it's like $4. I know. Which is annoying.
And then it said for $1 or for a couple dollars, they'll mail me a label. I'm like, this is turning into a whole thing.
Yeah.
I wonder what it's like on the seller side. Like how much of a difference in price? Like is it for them to like just give the QR code and let UPS return it? Like, I'd be curious to know.
Or like you were saying on last episode, TikTok shop, they just let you keep it.
Yeah, that's a nice. I enjoy those returns.
All right, Christina, do you have put it in reverse?
Yes, I do.
She always does.
I have one thing for it
You
too.
have You want to go first, or you seem excited?
No, go ahead.
Okay. All right. Well, we talked about the kava dressing, and I sent Jenna a recipe.
That was my put it in reverse.
Yeah.
What, did you try it, Christy?
Did I try it?
Like,
no,
did you make?
She doesn't use any dressings.
No, I just
your put it in reverse was that you Googled the recipe,
and I was going to send her the link.
Okay, I should have let you go first.
Did you make it? Did you try it?
I sent it to Jenna to make, and she said she was going to do it. So now I'm asking Jenna if she did it.
I haven't done it yet.
What?
I didn't know.
That's what
I didn't know it was going to come up.
Send her the link.
Because all you've done so far is Google it.
Because I was waiting to say that I found it, and I was going to surprise Jenna on the pod.
Okay.
I think I have everything.
I was going to send it to her right now. It came up very easily, though.
Mm-hmm.
It did. It was right away. It's probably the
Funny,
same.
I had kava yesterday and thought, I should have made my own dressing. Well.
Okay. Well, we'll move on from that. Jenna, you let us know next week. Okay.
All right. Next week, I'll put it in it'll be in your trunk.
Okay. So
don't put it in my trunk.
Episode aired. It aired already. So we talked about like the height of men in Mexico, and I said that we couldn't really air that. I'm still a little uneasy about it, but I did do some research which made me think it was okay to leave in there because it was all facts. You said Steve is 6 foot, but I checked the validity of the facts and they checked out. So it said like the average height of men in Mexico was 5 feet 7 something inches. And so I was like, okay, well it's fact. So I left it in. So I just wanted to
I don't know
throw
if the
that out
term
there.
short king is derogatory but we
That might
named
have
the
been
episode.
worse.
But we named the episode.
I looked up the story. We talked about like the Sunshine Skyway Bridge and Harbor Pilots and how there was an accident with it. And I got the full story of the accident. So it's actually kind of interesting. May 9th, 1980, a freight ship hit the supports of the Skyway Bridge.
Mm-hmm.
A 1,200-foot section of it collapsed, which took down 6 cars, a truck, and a Greyhound bus. Yeah. There was only
I feel like that's not as many cars as you would think.
But back in the 80s.
True.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people were traveling.
And I think it was, I don't remember exactly, but I feel like it was like early. Or like it was an off time. You know what I mean? It wasn't a high traffic time. But only one person who fell survived. So 35 people died.
Wow.
The one guy who survived, I think it was like his truck hit part of the boat and then bounced into the water, so he had more time in some way to get out of the vehicle. So the age span, it's kind of like this is a depressing update. The age span of people who died was 7 months old to 92 years old, so it was really a wide range.
Sad.
So basically what happened, a sudden fog, torrential downpour, windy squall with like 70-mile-per-hour winds blew in real quick, unexpectedly. And John Laro, who was a veteran harbor pilot, threw the ship into reverse and threw his anchor overboard to try to stop it. But it was just like the forward motion of it was too much.
Right.
And so they did a couple investigations and found that he was not at fault at all.
Oh, good.
But he, the boat obviously left the channel and it was catastrophic. So that's the story of the bridge collapse.
And isn't it a book? Didn't someone write a book about it? Or no?
The answer to that, but maybe.
But like people are terrified of that bridge. Like there's a lot of people that will not drive
over
bridge.
it.
And it's all like people used to jump off of it. It's like a
Well, where was it that the one last year collapsed? Was that last year?
That was
in like Baltimore, near Baltimore,
that got hit.
or that the ship lost all its power and steering and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Up
was
north somewhere.
bad. That was really bad. The whole thing collapsed.
Yeah. I saw in the news that the Skyway Bridge is like due for like for them to look at it and make sure it's an inspection.
Yeah, that's like in the Gandhi Bridge. They put a new section. It was 2 lanes. They had to add another lane because one of them was so corroded, and they turned that into like a walking bridge. Apparently Florida needs to get their bridges together.
I bet bridges need so much maintenance. That's scary. All right. Anything else? Anything a little more uplifting?
I have a good uplifting story for you. So you keep talking about giving your kids more responsibility, right? So I was like, I'm going to enact this and I'm going to report back on pod. Okay. Well, first of all, the kids always drive me batshit crazy at the grocery store. Okay. Because 3 kids, they're going different directions. They're like walking into people, no personal space. They don't know what's going on. So I put Livy in the cart. And then I made one of the boys push the cart while the other boy was getting items from around the store. So I'd be like, go get this, go get that. You push your sister. Well, I'm not going to say their names because this is going to look really bad for one of them. But one of them quickly ran me over.
Which one? Can we take bets?
You already know. One of them ran me over in the vegetable section doing donuts. So he lost cart pushing privileges.
That's real quick because vegetables are first.
Real quick. First thing. Ran me over. And that was after a full speech about like watch where you're going, give it a wide berth, right? So ran me over. So I was like, okay, now you are officially the one who has to get the items, right? So the first thing, we were going past like the aisle with olives and we wanted a can of olives. Okay, we get the same olives for his entire life. Okay. So we're 10 feet away from the olives because we're at the olive end. I say, go get me the olives. I'm going to get a pack of chicken, which is also kind of right there. So I get the chicken and I'm like, where is he? He's still not back yet. Looking around. I'm like, well, let me go find him. I go to the aisle. He's on the far end of the aisle searching for olives by who knows what. So I'm like trying not to scream down the aisle, but also like trying to get his attention. Finally calling back. I'm like, the olives are literally right here. He's like, oh, I didn't see the olives. Okay. So I'm like, all right.
It's a great reenactment. I can see it.
Let's do this again. So then there's like a random display of Cuban bread. And I wanted a loaf of like Italian or French bread because they're short. You know, the Cuban bread's like super long. So I wanted like a shorter loaf. But I show him the Cuban bread as an example. And I said, I want you to go and get like a loaf of Italian bread. It's going to be long and skinny like this. It's going to be half the length of this Cuban bread. And I told him right where it would be. So he goes, he's walking back with bread in hand. And it's a loaf, like a sliced loaf of Italian bread. So obviously it wasn't what we wanted, but it was Italian bread. I didn't say a word. The other 2 looked at him from like 200 feet away and they go, ooh, he did not get what you asked for. That is not it. And I said, guys, listen, that's not it, but he tried and we're going to take this bread home and we're going to eat this bread. It's going to be good, right? I was not even going to say anything about it. He gets up and the loaf wasn't even sliced, you guys. So then I'm like, come on. I'm not like taking it home and slicing it. It's not even the bread I wanted. So I was like, okay, buddy, you did a really great job. You got Italian bread, but this is not the kind of loaf I wanted and it's not sliced. So it'll be harder to deal with. And he goes, well, they didn't have any Italian bread, but this was the only Italian bread they have. So we went back and he was right. They had French bread only. So
okay.
I could see the problem. You
can't fault him there.
I couldn't, but it was like, I'm just doing more work because I'm eventually getting all the things myself.
Right. This sounds like it took you forever.
Yeah, but it was still less infuriating than a normal trip to the grocery store because they weren't all together.
Busy.
Yeah, so I'll continue to send him to get wrong items next time, I think. So
my kid would have come back with like 7 things he found that he wanted on the way to the bread department. He'd be like, but I found this and I found this. And like, they love the BOGO table that's up front. He's like, Mom, Gushers. Yeah. I got Gushers, fruit by the foot. I got these nuts. I got this. Like, he would have had the whole store. He'd have his own
who doesn't love the BOGO table?
I love the BOGO
I
table.
shop
Things
at
you
the
don't know you
table.
needed.
My question is, Christina, all 3 of your kids are in school full time all day.
Why are you taking them to the grocery
Why
store?
are you taking them grocery shopping when you have the luxury
Yes.
that many of us do not have to go while they're all in school?
I hear you with that question, and I wonder that myself. It doesn't happen a lot. It really doesn't happen a lot. But this week, like, there was stuff going on Thursday and Friday where I couldn't grocery shop. And then I needed things to pack school lunch for Monday. And Stephen was working that weekend. So I took them Sunday, I don't know, morning before the crowd. But it's just 2 weekends in a row I had to take them, and it wasn't enjoyable.
That's when I do a Walmart grocery delivery order. Like, deliver
That's all
that, please.
I ever do.
I don't do. I canceled it. Listen, I got so mad at my grocery delivery service. I canceled it like 2-3 years ago, and I never went back after that. So
it's too convenient sometimes, though.
Yeah.
Well, now Target does it.
But like you said, they don't have as big of a selection.
Yeah. I mean, it was nice to just get a 10 p.m. delivery last night with the item I needed. And then it said, like, because they use Shipped to deliver it. And it said I could select her as a preferred person or something.
So even now,
so if like you get a good person, you can
Yeah.
select them as like your preferred list. And I don't know if they get the opportunity to do your shop over others. I don't know how it works. But this is the thing that drives me nuts. And this is with any type of delivery like that. They're like, do you want a tip? And then they automatically
Always.
put the percentages. So my order last night was close to $200 because the AirPods were $150. So they wanted me to tip this lady $35
for this big
to deliver something this big. And I was like, that's a no for me. That's crazy.
I always wonder,
to me.
Can they see the tip before they accept the order?
No, because it wouldn't even let me do a tip until after she had delivered. It
like
didn't
Walmart
even give me the option.
does the tip before you've even gotten it, and that makes me. I want to be like 0.
I don't think they see it.
But like on Uber Eats, they do see it before because they can.
I've
heard
they
people
do.
who work for them tell me they factor it into if they want to pick up the order or not, and then they'll get mad if it's changed after the fact. But that's usually like people who take away their tip because of jerks, you know.
Yeah. Like my Walmart is right next door. They're literally pulling up. The employees put it in their trunk. They drive it 2 minutes to my house.
Yeah.
And unload it. But depending on how big my grocery order is, the tip suggested can be like for 3 things this much and for 20 things this much.
Yeah.
And I don't like that. But Steve made the point. He's like, well, when you go out to eat, the tip is based on how much food you order. Like the server's doing the same amount of work.
But in that, they're actually bringing more food. If you're ordering more food, they're bringing more food.
Right.
You know?
That's true. But for that, I'm sorry. I was not tipping this lady $35.
No,
I am with you on it, but it also makes me wonder if it's so close and easy and you don't have to get out of your car, why don't you just pull up with your own trunk?
I do the pickup
Then I
mostly.
have to bring it in and I pay the yearly fee, so it's free.
Yeah.
And if I do it through Walmart where they have the van come, they give me like a window. You don't even have to tip. It's like a no tip. So the tip is only if you're picking a certain like 3 to 4 o'clock hour window. But if I say, okay, I want my groceries delivered next day between 8 a.m. and 2 p.m., it comes on the Walmart truck and there's no tip for that.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what I
never gives me that choice.
That's what I generally do. I think you have to have the like plus service. It might be a little extra.
I think we have it, but I don't know.
I'm sure you do. You guys have all the services.
One service we almost lost was our Netflix the other day.
Why?
I got, like all these stupid scammer emails like look very real and you're like, oh, so I just ignore all emails now and just pretend like I don't have any. Well, I got thing popped up and it was like, your Netflix is being used in Kansas. And I was like, that's weird. And then
Do
I
you
get a
know
text.
anyone there?
Not anymore. And then I got a text and it said, your payment method has been changed on your Netflix. And I was like, I had just changed my PayPal because like we put a lot of things through PayPal because it's easier than having to put your card in. And I just didn't really pay attention. And then yesterday morning, I get a text or a message and it says, your email address has been changed. You may no longer use your email, my like normal Yahoo email, to log in. And I was like, like who is hacking Netflix accounts? What are you getting?
But also putting in their own payment, like that doesn't make sense. Why wouldn't they leave your payment?
I had to
But
call.
you didn't even travel there.
No, well,
like,
my sister
had
lived
the problem
there, so I thought maybe she was like, oh, maybe she just left it logged in and something's like happening, but no. So I had to call. I had to verify my identity.
Yeah,
I had to know the credit card on file, and I was like, I don't know the credit card on file. It's Joe's credit card. Thankfully, don't tell Joe, but I have a screenshot of it. So I was like, hold on, please, let me find that real quick. Like, what are people?
Well, if you stay at an Airbnb or a hotel and they have that service where you can go on your own Netflix, you have to remember to log out of it before you leave, because we've made that mistake and then we have to change all of our passwords and everything.
Yeah, it's such a pain in the butt.
Why do you have to change your passwords?
Because then anyone can just get on it from that TV.
Well, you can log it out. You just go into your account and log out that device.
Oh, you can log out from remotely?
Yeah.
We've had to do it when we forgot.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, the lady says to me yesterday, are you logged out of every device? And I was like, ma'am, I have zero idea. Like, I don't even know what devices are logged into this account. I don't know, man. Yeah. Like, I don't know anything. So, scammers, pick a better scam. Like, how stupid is that? And then I said, well, do I have to put my credit card back in? And she's like, well, actually, the credit card they tried didn't even work. I was like, perfect. Scammers are real crappy these days. So,
do we have any other put it in reverses?
That was the only put it in reverse, but I do have a good story for you coming down the pipeline this morning. I got a text message of somebody telling me this story, and I begged to be able to tell you it on the podcast. So this is the text message I got. I definitely accidentally said bitch in front of Steven. Do you think Christy will be mad?
No, because he probably will say it back.
No, I won't be mad.
I said, I don't think she'll be mad, but it is funny because I low-key make fun of her because she doesn't really say bad words.
Yeah.
And so I was laughing so hard, but and so then they initially were like, okay, you can tell her, but then they were like, no, don't tell her. Don't tell her
on the
podcast.
Don't care
not they said I could tell you, but not on the podcast because they didn't want it. They didn't want to end up getting in trouble. So I said I promised I wouldn't say who it was from. But I was dying. I was laughing so hard.
Did he even notice?
I don't know, and it wasn't even
curious if he was like,
ooh. He notices, especially when there's bad words. But does he
call it out? Like, Wyatt doesn't call it out. It's like Wyatt's everyday life.
Yeah, he'll be like, oh, they just said this word.
Oh, well, he came home. Do you think he'll tell you?
Well, he'll probably have forgotten by the end of the day.
Yeah.
But let's wait and see if he tells me.
Yeah.
So at the beginning of the year after one of their testing, or it might have been the last testing, he scored really high on math, super high. And I guess his teacher checked the score as he finished or something. And she was like, oh my God, said it like that. And then he came home and he was like, Miss So-and-so said, oh my God, about my score. She said she was just shocked because it was really high. And I was like, oh, because we try not to say, oh my God. We try to say, oh my gosh. But that made me laugh really hard.
Funny.
So I don't know if it's the same teacher, but
well, it was a hallway. It was a hallway incident. He was in the hallway, probably doing his patrol stuff,
He's always in the hallways. He is always, wait, we got to tell Jenna about this. So we told you about the kid that went into anaphylactic shock. at our school. No. Some kid was given a candy bar in the bathroom that's allergic to peanuts or something, or cashews. I don't know. And Steven just so happened to be going to the bathroom at the same time where like they're calling the ambulance and the ambulance is coming in and whatever. So he comes home and he is like, this happened. This is why you don't give food to people and blah, blah, blah. And I'm texting Christina like, did this really happen? And she goes, how do you even know about that?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, Steven was in the bathroom with the kid. And then the other day, I told you I got called by the school because he was in the clinic because his yogurt exploded on him. Actually, this will be good because the last pot, the same person who wrote my fake Carline violation called me the next day after the Carline violation. And I never get called from the school. And she's like, hi, so Steven's in the clinic, pause. And I'm like, what? Oh no. Like I just said, oh no, you know, like, oh God, what happened? What happened to him? She goes, so some kid at lunch exploded his yogurt and it got all over him and he needs a change of clothes. And I'm cracking up because I feel like this is 2 days in a row. This lady at the school is pranking me. So I get to the school and someone called 911. The ambulance is on their way. Like EMS is showing up. And I kind of joked with her like, oh, I thought you were pranking me 2 days in a row, but she didn't even have time to laugh about it because there was like commotion. So I texted Christina, oh, this is going on. So then Steven gets out of school and I'm like, what happened? Like, and he's like, I don't know, but I heard someone call 911 and this kid was crying and he was in the bed waiting. And I guess he hurt himself on the playground. EMS had to check him out. But
jeez.
I'm like, and then I'm texting Christina and she's like, he's always seems to be around. But Steven is a little conspiracy theorist because I had him sending Christina voice memos about
I wish I still had them. I should have saved them somehow.
Oh, I have them. I probably
you do?
have them.
Can we play it?
Yeah, we got to play this voice memo. We got to
Mm.
play this voice memo. Hold on. Let me get to you.
But he really is always around. Like anytime the shit totally hits the fan, suddenly Steven comes home and he has like seen it all and has the full story.
But I love it because I get all the information as to what's happening. All right. So I said, Steven is cracking me up right now, telling me about his school conspiracy theories and how they cover things up. And then
so, like, in kindergarten, it's like all rainbows and flowers. You don't know that kids get damaged, hospital. And then first grade, second grade, you really know the dark truth behind this stupid thing. And now I want to know what's happening in third grade. More cleanup and darkness.
What is this kid been watching? What have you guys done? Like, forget the word bitch in front of him.
Kindergarten is all sunshine and rainbows. You don't really know what's going on. And then in first and second grade, you start to find out the dark side. He's like, kids get sent to the hospital and you never hear a thing about it. And he was like, man, I can't wait to get into third grade because that's a whole new building. And he's like, see what's going on over there.
I think he gets that from you, Christy, because like you were so enthralled with the person that was down by the lake setting up a thing. You got like all up in that business.
Oh, the engagement shoot.
Yeah, the engagement.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Christy loves the good tea.
It was so good. So anyway, so someone in the hallway said bitch and just Steven happened to be there?
Yeah, I think what it sounded like was they were talking and they said it in reaction to whatever that person said, and then I guess maybe turned around and he was like there.
That's hilarious. Tell them I do not care at all, and I think that's hilarious. And I'm going to see if he even says anything to me about it.
Let us know. We'll put it in reverse next week because I want to know if he tells the story.
That's funny.
Man. Anyways, that's all I got. That was a good one, though.
All right. Do we want to do our cupcakes?
Yes, we do.
Oh, wait.
And
before we do our cupcakes, I have some big news to share.
okay.
I am officially getting a new exchange student next year.
Oh, you are? You did it?
We doubted it for a second. Not a single second did I doubt it.
Let me tell you, my rep texted me, "Are you
She
hosting
knows.
next year?" And I said, "No, I think we're going to take the year off." And she goes, "Oh, darn, like I have this girl that would be perfect." So I go, "Send me her information." And as soon as I see the information, I'm like, she would be perfect. So I said, I was like, let me just like think about it. And I was going back and forth. So I said, okay, well, just put her on hold. I don't know. You can put these kids on hold, I guess, so nobody else can grab them in the meantime. And I said, check with the school. And if the school is good with taking an exchange student next year, like, so she texted me yesterday, okay, the school said they're good with it. So I said, okay, let's do this. And so she is freaking out. So then immediately to my inbox, I get, congratulations, family, you're approved to host this student. And it said, you'll be hearing from them soon, but if not, wait 48 hours to reach out to them. 2 hours later, this girl texts me, hi, I'm so-and-so, I'm so excited. Da, da, da. So we have a Zoom set up. We're going to FaceTime her this weekend and get to meet her ahead of time.
That's fun. It's like at this point, the school
I'm
here
excited.
is like your family wants to do one, and they're like, okay, we only accept them from this family. We'll take their exchange student.
I know.
I feel like your rep knows what to say to you. Like this person, like
oh, for
she
sure.
like looks at all the profiles and she's like, this one.
She did
very
because
much.
in the big group chat, she had sent like 5 profiles and nobody really responded. But I kind of have it on mute, so I didn't even see all that. So I went back after the fact because I was like, what girl is she talking about? She just knows our family and she knows what would be a good fit. So if she sees one. And I was like, I didn't even want to host next year and I didn't even want to do a full year again. But Steve is such an advocate for wanting to do he's like, I like the full year so much better than the one semester. He's like, you really get to know them.
That's true.
And I'm like, I know, but it's just a huge commitment with how much we like to travel. So, you know,
but at
I
least
feel
you'll
bad
know now rather than
we can plan in 3 days in advance like last time. I think it'll be good. We'll just like plan it all out and
this one's younger too, right? So I'm interested to see if she does the playing with the kids kind of stuff.
She'll be a year older than what Cecilia was when Cecilia arrived.
Okay.
She's Cecilia's exact age.
Okay.
So she'll come in at 16 and then she turns 17 in March. So it'll be good.
Yeah,
I'm excited, but it all happens so fast. In the course of like 2 days.
I feel like most families like think about it for a couple of weeks. Not y'all.
I know, but I didn't want someone else to get this because I was like, if I'm doing it, I want it to be this girl because she really does seem perfect for us.
Yeah.
So that's my big news.
Da-da-da-da.
Okay, we can move on to Junk in the Trunk.
Okay. So Junk in the Trunk today is a combo Junk in the Trunk and game.
Ooh. All right.
Fancy.
Ready?
Oh, sweet Jesus. Is this
That's
the time to tell you
Peeps.
that I cut out carbs this week?
No.
Like I will not eat these. I have to get back on track.
Jenna, you have to inform people when you do stuff like that.
She doesn't tell us about her life, Christina.
She doesn't. No, nothing at all. Christy's playing the game
It's not
by
that
herself.
exciting.
I'm on a program too right now, but I'm gonna do it.
I'll have a very little nibble.
I'm excited about these chocolate dipped ones.
Okay, so Jenna, your faces. Here's the game.
Getting a business.
I went to the store and got a variety of flavor of Peeps, the Easter marshmallowy chicks or bunnies or whatever they are. What are they, chicks?
Yeah. I have to tell you the flavor.
You have to, without eating it, guess the flavor first by looks and smell, and
Okay,
then
well,
eat
Jenna
it
can do
and
that
see
part.
if it changes.
Okay.
Yeah, Jenna, you can do the first
Jenna,
part.
we'll work together. You use your
Okay.
sniffer, and I'll use
Okay,
my
so
taste buds.
describe them because not everybody watches. Most people listen.
We might need to start on the same one.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
start on the same one, folks.
Wait, Jenna, do this golden. No, do this.
You just want to eat that one.
Which one? There's
It
like
smells the
Right?
peachy. The one that
It's-
looks like it would be peach. Does that smell like graham cracker to you?
yeah.
I feel like since they were all in the same bag, they're not gonna.
No, this one smells different. This is like classic Peep.
Okay, you have to describe them for our listeners.
I'm sorry, take it
Christy,
out of your
you're
nose.
like literally putting it in your nose.
Get it out.
Eat it.
You're
What
gonna
does
eat
it matter?
that.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys, I meant to put in a disclaimer because I did bag these with my hands, but I figured because you eat off the floor, it would be totally fine.
I don't care.
I didn't
Hey,
even think about it.
All right, so
Right,
these
yeah,
two,
yeah. Okay.
these two are
They're-
dipped in chocolate. One is yellow, one is a peach color. But
Okay.
the peach
This just-
color smells like graham cracker to me. This might be like a
smell.
s'mores.
Yeah. This is just classic Peep. Get it out
Yeah,
of your
this-
nose. I cannot
this-
take you
It's
seriously.
all the way in her nose, and she's gonna eat these. Christy,
In my nose.
That's the inside of your
it's
nose.
literally in your nose. I'm sure if you look, it
think
has
I
a
can
booger on it.
feel? You think I can feel?
I think
Oh,
that
good.
the
More
hair in your
protein.
nose can feel it.
Okay. Can I bite
My
them?
hands is the least of the worry.
It truly
You,
is.
you haven't made any guesses as to flavor.
Yeah, we
Graham
said
cracker?
s'mores.
Original. Yes,
Okay,
s'more
okay.
and original.
Okay, s'more, graham cracker, and original. Okay,
Can
yeah,
I
you
bite them?
Yeah, sure, you can bite them.
I'm just gonna try a little bit. No,
What color are you eating now? Yellow or peach?
peach. That's fruity.
I'm not getting any fruit. But I'm
Mine was
tasting a
fruity.
lot of the chocolate.
I just ate its nose.
I'm not tasting fruit.
Eat just the marshmallow.
I did. I ate the head that was up my nose.
Tastes like a booger. I have no idea. I have nothing.
Okay, let's try
Christy,
this one
save
now.
room for the others.
She can't. Is it banana? Not loving it.
Okay, what's the final guess on the peach one? The peach peach.
Neither of them taste like anything to me.
I know, I can't.
I'm just going to guess s'mores on this because it smelled like
Yeah.
s'mores.
Okay. So that one is s'mores. You got that one right, you guys.
Yay!
I'm so
Okay.
excited.
And then the yellow
This just
one.
tastes normal. Like normal,
Yeah.
classic.
Okay, so the yellow one, you're going with a classic Peep dipped in chocolate.
Hold on, let me try the yellow part again. Yeah.
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 Banana?
Okay. What
Classic.
are you going with, Jenna?
I
Your
don't know.
banana-
I kinda
I'm
taste
going
Jenna's
with
fruity.
banana.
classic.
Christy's
I don't
classic.
taste any fruit in either of those.
Okay, Christy gets this one. Classic Peep
Oh.
dipped in chocolate. Just classic Peep.
I'm good at this game.
Maybe Peeps are
All right.
fruity.
Honestly,
do the
I didn't
pink.
think you guys would get s'mores. I'm actually impressed. I did put a
Let's
couple
do-
extra in for the kids so you could sugar up
I
the kids
love
later.
s'mores.
Okay, you're doing the pink one.
Pink.
And what does it have, like blue dots or something?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I have one. I forgot.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
by looking at it,
I get
That
myself
looks
a
like
sample.
Pop
candy.
Rocks. Yeah, just by the looks.
Pop Rocks, cotton candy. Okay. What does it smell like?
I don't smell
Sweet
anything.
sugar to me.
Sugar.
Yeah.
Ooh,
It's
Is it
good.
strawberry?
raspberry, blue raspberry. I mean,
This one is pretty good.
it's
It's
a
good.
berry of some sort. I can't tell
Yeah.
if it's strawberry or raspberry.
Okay, so your
Are
guess
they
is
Pop
Wait.
Rocks?
okay.
Are they
Hold on.
popping?
I'll just try the s'mores while you guys
No.
continue to guess. The s'mores is good, you guys.
I don't
The
know, but
chocolate
I like
dip is
it.
good.
She don't know, but she cannot stop eating it. Did you smell that one?
Mm-hmm. It didn't smell like anything.
I don't usually eat Peeps, but they're
I
pretty
know.
Is
tasty.
it cotton candy, you think? Or
To me, smells like cotton candy.
I'm going
But-
cotton candy.
But
That's
cotton
what-
candy is literally sponge sugar, so that's what is here. It's just in a
I'm going
duck
cotton
form.
candy with this one.
Yeah.
Both cotton candy?
Strawberry cotton candy.
The taste now, it's cotton candy to me.
Okay, final answer is cotton candy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's
Yes!
You guys are killing
We are
this game.
killing
We are
this.
so good.
We're killing it.
Just
All right,
by the looks of it, it's very cotton candy.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Okay, which one next?
Oh, blue.
Blue.
Blue. Okay, it's a solid blue Peep.
That's raspberry. You can smell it.
Blue raspberry.
Mm-hmm.
100. I just took a bite of it. That's all I can taste.
Blue raspberry. I'm not even
Oh, yeah.
tasting it because
Blue raspberry. This is good.
I don't like blue raspberry. Don't give me blue Jolly Ranchers.
Blue
Icy.
raspberry. Yeah, blue
Okay,
raspberry.
last
icy.
one.
I can't believe that you guys are like, and Christy, you've gotten 4 of them, right?
I'm a Peep savant. What can I say?
This last one might be the hardest, though. Let's see.
I don't even love Peeps.
But she's eaten all of them.
I love
She's
Peeps
eaten
more
the
after this
entire-
game, honestly.
I'm going
I
to
never
guess,
eat Peeps.
based off the color, pina colada.
Okay, so what color?
Oh,
how would
no.
you describe this?
It's like a very light peach.
like yeah,
light peach.
really light peach.
But I'm not getting anything off of the smell. Okay. I need a palate cleanser. Where'd my water go?
Drink some
Did I
coffee.
not bring it over here?
S'mores was my favorite upon trying a bite of every one of them.
Is this like Tutti Frutti or something? I don't get it.
I feel very like I need to get this last one, but
Yeah. All the marbles are riding on this one.
I'm calling it fruity.
it's tasting classic to me.
Mm.
I'm just tasting straight marshmallow. I'm not getting any flavor.
She's silently chewing. She does not have the Peep in her nose anymore.
Good to the last bite. Yeah, the nose was too much.
I'm going classic. I can't taste anything.
I
If
don't
it's
think it's
something,
classic.
it's not worth it because it doesn't taste like anything.
They all taste fruity to me, so there's that.
You thought the s'mores tasted fruity.
But I
Okay,
only ate the marshmallow top. Like,
So
I didn't eat
you're
the chocolate
going
part.
classic on a tan
Yeah, because the
Peep.
raspberry was like right away.
Yeah.
The others, like I could take the cotton candy. This just tastes very plain
But
to
like,
me.
have you ever in your life seen a tan classic Peep?
No, that's why I say fruity of
No.
some kind. In
they
the fruity
make yellow
genre.
and pink ones that are classic.
Yeah,
They make
yellow,
yellow and
pink,
but
and
not
blue.
peach.
Maybe a green, but not a peach.
They're usually like yellow, pink, and blue. Like
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm getting nothing off of that one.
Okay,
Mm.
Christy's sticking with classic. Jenna, you're going with fruity of some
fruity
kind.
of some kind. I only took a
Okay.
very small nibble. Oh,
Rice
Krispie
Krispies.
treat. Which explains
That's
why
classic. I
marshmallow.
said it tastes like straight
not
marshmallow.
It's not classic though.
but
It's
why
Rice
that
Krispie treat.
color?
Well, maybe because that's kind of the color of a Rice Krispie, though. You know, it's like
Yeah,
that
that's
light
unappeasing.
tannish
Mm.
color.
Ugh, I feel
Yeah.
sick now. Thanks for that.
Why? Why would you feel sick after inhaling 5
5
Peeps?
Peep.
I did on my walk the other night. I stopped at Publix. Publix is like halfway on my loop and grabbed a bag of big marshmallows because Steven has had this cough at night. And I saw a few TikToks on
Yeah.
if you give your child a marshmallow to eat before bed, whatever's in it like coats their throat so they're not up all night coughing. He says it didn't work, but I don't know. I think he
did you
slept,
hear him
so
up coughing or no?
no.
I could try it out because James has been coughing for like a week, so I'll give
So
him a
is
big
Wyatt.
marshmallow. Do you think a Peep
Give him a
qualifies? I
Peep.
mean, it's a big marshmallow.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's just whatever's in the
I gave him a Peep last night, so I guess I'll ask him if it helps.
He'll be like, "What Peep? Huh? What?"
Blech.
That's
Yeah.
your
All
Peep
right,
show,
moving
folks.
on. Moving on. Jenna, you got a test drive
Yeah.
for us?
Sure do. Today, my test drive is about AirPods.
Did you come up with this when I lost mine?
But
When you sent the text last night that, it was found, I was like, it was this or tile cleaning. So I went with this
That's
direction.
funny.
So, there's a lot of things that AirPods can do that, like, I've 100% do not use my AirPod. Like I literally put them in and I take them out. Like I don't do anything. Like you can like touch them and they do all kinds of things.
Yeah.
You guys.
Yeah, sometimes I accidentally
Joe
turn
does
the
them
volume up.
all. Joe's always like,
do you know how to do it? Because I don't know how to do it. I just accidentally do
It's-
it sometimes.
so if you squeeze the base of it, like where there's like a
Okay.
little indent, that is taking it on and off of noise canceling.
Oh.
Like you should be able to feel.
I heard it click.
Yeah.
I heard it click.
Yeah, I don't know, and I don't know which one's which. So
I don't either.
But you have to have the noise canceling headphones for
yes.
that.
So I think we both have the pros.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Because it has a little nub on the front. The
It
little
makes
thing.
a tiny click when you do it. Okay.
Yeah.
What else? Teach me more.
Also, they can do things like you can answer calls, you can hang up calls. There's ways to like raise and lower volumes. It's all in your settings. You can set each thing to do what you want it to do. I can't even remember that. Like, don't ask me how to do any of it. Another thing that you can do, like, one time we happened to be somewhere and Christy pulled out an AirPod out of her ear and handed it to Christina so that she could also listen to something. And they now have an audio sharing capability. So Christina can wear her AirPods, Christy can wear her AirPods, and you can set it up to both watch the same thing on your phone.
Okay, that
on
is
whatever.
way better than what we had to do.
Yeah.
Well, what we had to do was on the fly, and you didn't have yours with you.
It was on the fly, but I still have nightmares about it. Whose birthday was
that for? Whose birthday did we do
it
that
was,
for?
It was a country song.
Yeah.
Was it Chelsea? I think it was Chelsea's
I'm thinking Chelsea,
song.
yeah.
And remember, it made me have that tiny head. I looked like a shrunken head in the video.
Yeah. So it's called audio sharing, and both people put their AirPods in. You tap on the AirPod icon in your control center and select share audio. Bring the second pair of AirPods close to your phone and open them. So I guess one person puts their AirPods in. They click share. The other person brings theirs over. You open it and you tap share audio on the second pair, and then you'll both be able to listen.
Oh, that's cool.
That is cool.
I had no idea that was a thing. You can also do mono audio, which I'm not an audio snob by any means. You can play the same content in both ears. Because, like one, because it kind of like creates the like depth of the sound or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever that is.
I didn't know it did that, but
yeah. Other things that you can do. You can rename your AirPods.
Yeah.
To adjust the volume. To adjust the volume, you squeeze it and hold it. Maybe. Try that.
Oh, I don't know, but when I just did that, it went blong. I don't think it adjusted the volume. I don't know what I just did to it, but
hopefully it goes back.
Let me do it again. Oh, that was weird. I think I turned it off. Wait, now it's turning up.
Oh jeez. But the other part we wanted to talk about was how to clean your gross gunk-filled AirPods. That's literally the title of the article I read. And it says, there is nothing grosser than pulling out your earbuds to share with a friend, only to realize there's nasty earwax lodged inside. Not even your AirPod Pros are immune to the gunk. Rather than burn your earbuds out of shame, you can carefully clean them. So next time you hand your bud bud, there's nothing but clean white plastic to be found. No humiliation required. It's like they wrote that for you, Christy.
They literally did.
I'm looking back at my friend's poll to see what people wrote on that.
So the best way to clean them is to bust out a soft, dry, lint-free cloth, like the microfiber that comes with glasses, stuff like that. Wipe away any obvious things. Do not get any liquid in the speaker. I feel like that's an obvious thing. As it can damage your AirPods. And then to clean the mic and speaker mesh, use a dry cotton swab. Gently wipe the mesh portion with a dry, soft bristle brush. A toothbrush should be fine, preferably not the one you're going to use later. And then don't use magic sponges or air in a can. Keep sharp objects far, far away.
Air in a can seems like it would be a good thing. That's
I feel like that's not really cleaning them, though. That's just...
Well, you can't like submerge them.
I know.
You could probably wipe it with an alcohol wipe for germs.
Yeah. They dry quick.
That wasn't listed in Jenna's findings.
In Jenna's comprehensive list.
And to avoid repeating this cleaning ritual all the time, invest in some Q-tips.
I always Q-tip my ears.
I thought he was full of funnies.
I have a thing about my ears. I can't feel anything in them. It drives me nuts. So I always Q-tip, which you're not really supposed to do. Your Q-tip isn't supposed to go in your ear.
But I have seen multiple things where one of the signs of like perimenopause or menopause is like itchy ear canals.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if that's scientific or... But...
Steven had to get at his last doctor's appointment. He had one of his, from when he got his tubes put in his ears. One had fallen out, but not completely, and it was stuck in his ear canal. So they had to flush it out. I was like, I'm so glad this is him and not me, because I would be dying if someone was flushing like saline in my ear. And it came out, sure enough, but he said, that did not feel good, Mom.
Oh.
And I'm like, yeah.
No, thank you.
But I checked out my friend's post yesterday. She had done a poll on how often do people clean their AirPods. Now, or earbuds. And I don't know how many people did this poll, but 80% said you're supposed to clean them. So
I clean them when they look dirty.
Cleaning them.
Like I clean them when I can see something on them, but
like clean them meaning you take them out and like wipe your shirt, or you're doing that with the Q-tip.
I pull the
or like whatever
the little piece off and clean it. Like
oh, you do?
Yeah, like if it's
good job.
But mine are old, so I feel like they've been through it. I have to be nice to them. So there you go. Learn things about your AirPods, yo.
I definitely learned things. That noise canceling, when I turned it on, it feels
like your ears are like sealed.
I stopped hearing my computer hum, and I actually didn't like it. I had to turn it back off so I could hear some noise.
Yeah, you like some background noise.
Yeah,
I know. I don't like it. Joe does it, and then he walks around and he's like, "Huh? I'm like, take your earpods out." But we got my mom the AirPod Pro 2s for her birthday because they can act as a hearing aid. And you do this whole testing thing, and it takes forever, and it has to be in a silent room. And my mom and my sister decided to do it at the dining room table with my children awake. So it didn't go great. And we got all the way done with it, and she goes, "Oh, I don't like that," and she turned it off. Ma'am. But she loves AirPods. She uses hers all the time. I'm sure we're going to find out that it's like bad for our brains to have whatever so close to it, but oh well. Done.
All right. So I was in a real conundrum this morning, guys, to choosing my story for my Florida Mom segment, because I had a good one from my neighborhood again.
Oh, I love it when they're neighborhood ones. But...
yeah. And I've been sitting on it. I'm like, oh, this is so good. Because it tends to be the same person that's constantly being the one in our neighborhood. But that same person is the one that found my AirPod case this morning.
So now we shall be nice.
So I'm like, oh, what do I do? What do I do? But I figure, you know what? I still like this person because they give me content for our podcast. So they can keep with their posting on our group. And we're just going to roll with it. So somebody in our neighborhood posted a picture of a ton of Girl Scout cookies because their child sells Girl Scout cookies every year. So the post was basically a picture of the cookies like, hey, we've still got plenty of cookies available. Come to this address if you want to buy your Girl Scout cookies. And this other neighbor posts, don't mean to be a wet blanket, but there's all kinds of stuff in Girl Scout cookies that will make you think twice before eating them. So the moderator of this account said, we could say that about almost everything these days. These girls are trying to raise money for community projects. If you don't want cookies, you can always just donate. Right? Like, I feel like that was a good response.
Yeah.
Leave it at that. No, we don't leave it at that. So then the comment underneath goes to the moderator. I guess that makes it okay then. I try not to consume Roundup and heavy metals at levels considered unsafe by even the FDA. If they're going to put that poop emoji in the cookies, people should be made aware of what they're consuming so they at least are making an informed decision.
And this keyboard warrior is the one that's going to make everybody aware.
Yeah. On Girl Scout cookies.
I'm just like, why? Why is that necessary?
But
It's not
also,
necessary.
like, even the moderator commenting back to that person, I felt like kind of gave them a space. Because anybody reading that would be like, oh, there's Sarah again with her comments. You know what I mean? But then commenting back gave them an outlet to say more about
the moderator tends to comment
engage
back.
The comment wasn't bad, but it's just like, if you ignore that person, then they have nothing, you know.
It's just one of those things where, like, why did you feel the need? Like, you could have just
for sure
saw the nice post about someone trying to get money for their Girl Scout troop and kept on scrolling. Like, don't buy them if you don't want to eat poop.
Did a bunch of other people come back and say they were going to buy the cookies? I hope a ton of people commented on that to go buy cookies after that.
I think it was just kind of... Our neighborhood doesn't tend to get too into things, but this person I've noticed does like to.
It's like that
comment on a lot.
The Debbie Downer post on, or not post, the skit on SNL with Rachel Dratch. That's so funny.
This same person, when I had my Dunkin' Donuts delivery issue, I don't know if I talked about it on the podcast, but I know I told you guys about it.
I think you did.
We had our Dunkin' Donuts delivered and the guy brought it to the complete wrong address. And we walked over there in the 5 minutes and they were gone. And the family clearly ate them and then tried to play off that they didn't know they had them. And then they magically had the bags. I never post anything like that. I was just so frustrated because we all had the flu and I was just trying to make our morning easy and the kids were all excited to get the donuts. So I posted about it in our neighborhood chat and I didn't say the house number or the people's names or anything. And
your neighborhood's not that big.
This guy wrote, why not just call them out on it? You know, like post their name. And then someone underneath wrote like, no, we're not going to do that or whatever. I just didn't even respond. Which, funny enough, I guess Saturday morning, someone had Krispy Kreme delivered to their house that they didn't order. So they posted like, hey, if your Krispy Kreme just got delivered to our house, they're on our porch. And like 3 people tagged me in it from our neighborhood. And I was like, not mine, but thank you. Oh, what do we have coming up this week? Anything?
Yeah, we've got our big podcast Saturday coming up.
Woo! Woo! Our first guest. Well, we've had
first guest.
Not our first guest, but
our first non-associated guest. Yeah.
Yeah. Not our friends. Someone in the community. Should we tell them or should we let it be a surprise? Surprise guest on the next
We've talked about them before.
We've talked about
if
they listen.
Yeah. So if you listen, write in who you think it is, and the winner gets
let us know
a
who
Peep.
you think.
A Peep. You get a Peep taste test.
You can have Christy's half-eaten Peeps.
Gross.
That's a great prize.
So funny. Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited for that one, though.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun.
I think that's all we have coming up, though. I don't have much else coming up.
No.
Yeah, I think that's it for me. It's my big week.
Thanks for joining us on another episode of Between Carlines. We hope you got a few good laughs, and we hope you try some Peeps this week. See you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Bye.
Between Carlines is hosted by Miss Christy, Miss Christina, and Miss Jenna. Music by Lindsay Anderson, edited and produced by Miss Christina. Don't forget to subscribe and check back next week for an all-new episode. Thanks for listening.